One of the complaints that I hear from people who are used to using QuickBooks Desktop is that QuickBooks Online isn't quite as fast. And in some ways that's true, but sometimes I hear them say, and there aren't even keyboard shortcuts, and that isn't true. QuickBooks Online does have its own sets of keyboard shortcuts and little things that you can do to speed up your data entry. Let me show you a few of them. To see a quick list of your keyboard shortcuts, hold down your Control and Alt key, or Option if you're on a Mac, and press the / key, the one that has the question mark on it, and it brings up this little window. One nice thing is that it gives you your company ID, so if you're ever on the phone with Intuit, it's easy to get to it. And now here I can see that it gives me the instruction to hold down Control, and then either Alt or Option, depending if you're on a PC or a Mac, and then one of the letters on the screen. So if I want to make a new invoice, for example, I would be able to do Control, Alt, I. So let's give that a try. I'm going to close this dialog box, and I'm going to hold down Control, Option, or Control, Alt, and press an I, and it opens up an invoice for me. And you can see that that is faster and easier than going up to the plus sign and going over to invoice for the same action. Now that's just a short list of the keyboard commands that are available to you. Let me show you where to find some more. Go up to the Help menu in the upper right-hand corner. And when it drops down, type in keyboard shortcuts. The second entry right here says keyboard shortcuts, so I'll click on that. And when I scroll down, it gives me all different kinds of shortcuts for different things that I would want to do. And then even below that, there's more of a list. So if there's certain techniques that you use all the time, you can come up here to find out what they are, and then integrate them into your work. Now let me show you a few more of my favorites. I'm going to do that Control Option I to open up an invoice. And the first thing that I want to do is show you some ways of working with dates. So this one defaulted to today's date, and if I wanted to change it, I could use the calendar on the right-hand side, and I could go forward month by month and backward, even change the year down here if I wanted to, and then click on a date to put it into place. But here are some of my other ones. If I need to go forward or backward one day at a time, if I simply tap the plus sign, it will go up, 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 up. And if I hit the minus sign, it will go down, 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 down. So if I just need to change it by a day or two, I don't need to retype the entire date. When you are typing in a date, one thing that is nice is that you don't need to put in the current year. If I just type in 3/1, it will automatically put in this year. Something else you can do is use letters to jump. So if I wanted to go to the last day of the month, the word month ends in H. So I'll type in H and it takes me to the last day of the month that I'm in. And if I type M, it will take me to the beginning of the month because M is the first letter in the word month. The same thing works for year. Y takes me to January 1st and R takes me to December 31st. So if I do YHH plus, then I can get back to today's date. You can also do the same thing for week. If I type a W, it takes me to the first day of the week, and a K takes me to the last day of the current week. Something else I've seen people do that isn't necessary is turning to a calculator when you have to do a calculation. So if I'm in any of the money fields, I can use this as a calculator without opening up a calculator, doing the work, and then pasting the information back into the cell. So if I wanted to add, I'd simply put in a plus sign. And then I hit Tab or Enter, and it does the math for me. Minuses work as well. If I already have a number in the cell, it is important to actually click at the end of it, because if it's highlighted, it will actually replace it. So I'm going to make sure my cursor is after the 15, and then if I want to do a minus, I'll hit the Tab key, and it does that math for me too. I can also multiply using an asterisk, and I can divide as well. Now notice I keep getting this little message popping up that says this value is out of range, and that's just because I'm in the middle of typing in the calculation. And as soon as I'm done, that message will go away, and then when I hit Tab, it does the math for me. And last but not least, if you're in the middle of a transaction and you decide you need to cancel it, you can just hit the escape key. And then it cancels the transaction that you're in and doesn't save it. So you can see that QuickBooks Online does have a lot of keyboard commands and data entry tricks that will save you a lot of time when you're putting your information into your QuickBooks file.